Good morning. We begin with that Senate seat that goes back and forth between Republicans and Democrats. This is District 10, most of southern Tarrant County. It also includes parts of Arlington, Bedford, Colleyville, and Southlake. Last week on this program, the two Democrats running for it debated right here on Inside Texas Politics. This morning, the Republican incumbent, State Senator Konni Burton, is here on her re-election campaign, among other things. And joining the questioning, as always, is Bud Kennedy of the Star-Telegram. Thanks for coming in, Senator.
Good morning, Senator.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
It is Super Bowl weekend. Let's start with a Super Bowl question. Not who you're going to pick, but let's start with the Texas Enterprise Fund. It's the fund that helps bring jobs and businesses to this state. Governor Perry supported it. Governor Abbott does too. It has also reimbursed Houston for hosting the Super Bowl.
Major events fund. Too,
right,
so.
right.
You don't like this fund. The governor does. Are you going to push for getting rid of this next session?
Absolutely. I'll continue to. I fully believe I'm a free market conservative, and I think where we've lost our way is picking winners and losers in the marketplace, and I don't believe this is a function of government. When we start to do that, we help some businesses over others, and that's not fair to the businesses that we don't help. What starts to unlevel the playing field is when government gets involved like this. Capitalism at its best is a level playing field. When government starts to get involved, that's when things start to, get unlevel and helps those that we're helping.
Well, Connie, the fund reimbursed Houston last year because the Super Bowl brought so much business to Houston. The concern is that if you do away with it, there will never be another Super Bowl in Arlington.
Yeah, that's that's not true. Texas is healthy and vibrant because we don't have a state income tax. That's why businesses come here. That's why we see all these people leaving California and coming to Texas. We've got, a lot of natural resources. We've got low taxes, low regulations. That's what pulls people in. And again, we don't need to be getting ourselves involved in the marketplace and excluding some businesses over others.
Now, the city of Arlington uses the events fund to bring events, big events, music, sports events, to AT&T. They've also used the Brimer bill, your predecessor passed, to build stadiums.
That's right.
Do you think that the cities shouldn't be doing that at all? Do you disagree with having something like this that brings business to Arlington?
Yeah, as I said, I want to get rid of these funds. I have always said, and I will continue to say, I am going down to Austin to be a voice for the taxpayer. And this kind of thing is what's frustrating to all the taxpayers. It's like, why is my money being given to businesses? They want it to go to core functions of state government, which is education, transportation, public safety, water infrastructure. That's what government needs to be doing. We need to let the private sector do what the private sector does best, and we need to keep government out of it. It's when government gets involved that it becomes a crony type thing. It's crony capitalism is what it is.
Senator, you talked about taxes too. Let's talk about property taxes. They aren't low in this state.
Right.
They keep going up and up and up, and at some point they're unsustainable. But you support Governor Abbott's proposal to try to limit property taxes by capping how much local governments can increase their revenue each year. Mayor Rawlings, Dallas mayor, was on this program here recently. He said any such plan like this will impact city services.
Well, so all that this plan is doing, which is what we did last session as well with our property tax reform piece of legislation, is slowing the rate of growth. So we're not taking money away. We're just saying that at some point, above a certain amount, the voters should decide if they want that increase. So it's not getting rid of property taxes by any means, which is really something that I advocate, and many of my constituents do.
Getting rid of property taxes?
Yes, because you could never own your own home in the state of Texas.
What do you replace
with a property?
That
with? I'd like to see us go to a consumption tax. Frankly, you're going to have, and I'm not saying that that's perfect or that it's easy to do. There needs to be a discussion, a greater discussion about this, because people are tired of not being able to own their home, particularly those who have paid off their home and say they're retired. They're generally elderly. They're on a fixed income, and yet they still have exorbitant property taxes to pay. Therefore, and if they can't pay them, their homes can be taken away. That is not where we should be here in Texas. We should be defending those property rights, and that's what I want to do.
Would that consumption tax include home sales?
Well, you know, that's the debate that we need to have, but we're not even there yet, which is very frustrating to me and many of my constituents. We need to have that debate. We need to talk about it more. I will tell you, the session before last, which was my first session down in Austin, I went around and talked to many of the senators about this, and some were, you know, just didn't want to even go there. But we need to have that debate because Texans are speaking up loud and clear that they are so tired of property taxes, these exorbitant property taxes that are unaffordable and unsustainable, frankly.
Senator, absolutely on that question. Isn't the real way, though, to lower property taxes for the state to renew what it used to pay into education so districts don't have to make up the shortfall?
Well, I will tell you, something that I want everybody to understand is that what is the real problem in the state budget is Medicaid funding. It is now the #2 driver in the state budget. Health and Human Services is the #2 driver. Within Health and Human Services, Medicaid is 78% of that. So we need to talk about that before we talk about, I mean, we would love to fund, I would love to fund all the core functions of state government more, but we're not even going to be able to talk about that if we don't get a handle on Medicaid funding, because it is also unsustainable and going nowhere but up. So we are talking about that. I'm on the Health and Human Services Committee, which I'm grateful to be on, and we're talking about that.
We have less than 30 seconds left here too. 4 years ago, this was a multi-million-dollar election for your seat. What's it going to cost for your campaign to return
probably
to the Senate?
It's probably going to be $1.5 million, I would say. We're doing very, very well. We did outraise in cash our Democratic opponents this last cycle. I'm continuing to work on that. We're getting out there. We're doing the job. We're getting our signs everywhere. We're knocking on doors. Right. We're going to be very strong, and I'm looking forward to winning this election again.
All right. Senator Konni Burton, good luck to you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.